Mo gbé ọ̀gá o.
Mo gbéga, mo gbéga, mo gbéga.
Mo mà gbé ọ̀gá o.
Mo gbéga, mo gbéga, mo gbéga.
Ọba àwọn ọba.
Ọba onílé ayọ̀ mo gbéga. Ọba ẹlẹ́rù ni mo gbéga.
Ẹ bá mi gbéga, ẹ bá mi gbéga, ẹ bá mi gbéga. Ẹ bá mi gbé Jésù ga o, ọlọ́lá.
Ẹ bá mi gbéga.
Wow. You're special people.
Yes.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
That you're special people? You're chosen people. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Are you sure? 100%.
Yes.
I love that. He said 100%. When I was asked to come, my spirit was rejoicing. It was rejoicing because I know what God has been doing through you. And to be a part of that is an honor. But then when I was told of the title, I said in my heart, do you want to take it there? Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. When I saw the title, Power of Resurrection, I said, You didn't give me something like love. Something like how to get money. Something like rejoice in the Lord. You took it there. I had to get on my knees. I had to get serious. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I said, do you know who you are? And who God Himself, by His own hand, has called you to be? Do you know your identity? Do you know the image in which you have been made? Do you know? I said, they're going to take it there. Power of resurrection. You want to take it there? You are taking it to the highest battle that has been known. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You want to take it there? Let's go. The power of resurrection. We are talking about something that began before the earth began. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the beginning. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. Let's walk together so that we can understand where we are coming from. Genesis chapter 1.
Then God said,
Then God Himself said something.
let us make man in our own image.
Let us make man in our image,
In our likeness.
in our likeness,
So that they may rule over the fish in the sea,
that they may rule over what?
the fish in the sea,
Yes,
and the birds in the sky,
Yes.
over the livestock,
yes,
and all of the wild animals,
yes,
and over all creatures that move along the ground.
yes.
So God created mankind in His own image.
So God did it as He said He would do it. And He made mankind in His own image. Let's sit down, my sister. God made mankind in His own image, like Himself. No greater honor than that. For God Himself to make you and I like Him. But I told you, when we said power of resurrection, you are talking about a battle that has been going on. The highest battle. Because in the heavens, there was an issue. In the heavenly places, where the cherubim and the seraphim sit, there was an issue. What was that issue? There was a being that said, I don't want to be like God. I want to be above God. There was a being. I said, do you want to take it there? Do you want to go there? Because when you said power of resurrection, I said, So you need to understand. Because when you understand and you know, you can be wise. But if you don't know and you don't understand, you walk as a fool. Let us understand that there was a being that said, I want to be above God. And he managed to coerce a third of the angels of heaven to rise up against God. But something happened. You can't defeat the King of Kings. You can't be Lord over the Lord of Lords. You can't be mightier than the Almighty. He didn't understand. The Lord showed me a vision. I was 18 years old. I was in my bedroom. I fell asleep one day. The Lord showed me a vision. And on this vision, I was standing on a planet. And this planet was full of grass. And in the distance, I could see water and seas, and I could see mountains. But it felt like I was the only one on this entire planet. And I looked in the sky. And in the sky I saw like a black cloud. And this black cloud was taking shapes and forms. And it was fighting against something in the heavens, in the air, in the sky. But I couldn't see what it was fighting against. And as it was fighting, I noticed that it had been thrown from the sky. And it was coming towards me. And as it was coming, it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I could see that this is more than a cloud, this is huge. And it went above my head and it landed in the distance behind me. And it shook the entire earth. And I looked in the sky and I heard a voice from the sky that said, woe unto the earth. And I woke up. I thought, what kind of dream is this? What kind of situation is this? I told you guys, you want to go there? Because if we go there, it's a different level. The devil was cast down onto the earth and has been terrorizing the plan of God in the lives of man for vengeance. Like I said, if you don't know and you don't understand, you walk as a fool. And foolish people are robbed. Foolish people are destroyed. Foolish people are killed. And the plan of the enemy is to kill, to steal, and to destroy. God will not make us fools. Amen. I said, God will not make us fools. Amen. The power of resurrection. How is it possible that this battle is going on and people are living as if the world is ordinary? How is it possible that we see things and we turn a blind eye and say, it's the world's way, there's nothing there? We copy things, we take on other images because we feel like there's nothing there. But there was a need for God himself to come down and settle a score with that thing that was thrown down. I told you in the beginning, God said, let us make man in our own image. But something happened. Something happened. Let's turn to Genesis chapter 3. Let's flow.
The serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made.
The Bible says the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals that God had made. You can imagine, it describes it as a serpent. Somebody who is an ordinary person will say, yeah, it's just a serpent now. Whenever the devil wants to connive and do something mischievous in the lives of the men and women of God, he will come as a just. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He will come as a just. He's just another guy. It's just a song. It's just my friend. This serpent just came. And what happened?
He said to the woman,
He said to the woman,
did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?
did God really give you this instruction? Did God really mean what he said to you? Are you sure God meant that? The Bible, are you sure God is saying what he's saying? Continue.
The woman said to the
Yes.
We may eat from the fruits from the tree in the garden.
Yes.
But God did say,
Yes.
you must not eat from the fruits of the tree that is in the middle of the garden.
Oh.
And you must not touch it, or you will die.
Aha, so she knew. She knew. I asked her at the beginning, do you know who you are? He said 100%. She knew something. But that conniving serpent just gave a word that destabilized what she knew. All that was needed was to put doubt into what God has said to you, to disrupt. And what happened?
You will not certainly die, the serpent said to the woman.
God said, if you take this thing, this will happen. Somebody else came to you and said, nah, that won't happen. Such a just person came to you to this. I told you at the beginning, you want to go there. I would have preferred to do happy, let's talk happy, and we'll get to happy. But the journey to happiness requires understanding. Continue.
For God knows that when you eat from the tree, for God knows that when you eat from it, in your eyes, you will be opened. Your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eyes, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it.
Now, I want you to see a pattern. I want you to see a pattern. Whenever two athletes want to fight one another, maybe two boxers or two martial artists, what they will do, they will study the other person's technique. They will say, this person is left-handed, they go with their left hand. So I will go to the right. You understand me? This person has long legs, they like to kick. So I will hold their leg so they can't kick you. You understand? In this battle, there are techniques. When you were reading, you said three things happened. Something and something and something. Read that again.
When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food,
one,
and pleasing to the eye,
two,
and also desirable for gaining wisdom,
three.
she took some and she ate it.
Again.
When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was
Seeing.
good,
When you see with your eyes something, be careful. That man looks good. That woman looks good. When you see with your eyes, be careful. Because it is a technique. It is a technique that he uses to distort you and move you out of your place. That is the left hand. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we moving together?
Yes.
What is the second technique?
and pleasing to the eye,
Yes.
and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and she ate it.
Pleasing. Chasing pleasure. To give you something that looks pleasurable. Be careful. It is a technique. And the final one, something that would make her wise, something that would make her big in the presence of people. Pride. Miss it out. Be careful. These are the techniques that he used to distort the woman, to destroy man, and to bring man from a place of likeness to God to a place of likeness to the enemy. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Are we together?
Yes.
You can see that's a problem. The very man that God made had now fallen. And not just fallen, but everything that was under his dominion has been taken from him. And not only has he fallen, and his things been taken, in the end, he died. The enemy will be gloating What a master plan. It worked. Imagine. But the battle in the power of resurrection is huge. It transcends time. As in, God had already, the omnipotent, omnipresent God had already gone ahead of time and said, I will bring someone, another man, who will stand in the place as the last man. I will bring everyone out of death into a new and more powerful dominion. Are you with me? Yes. Imagine somebody came and stole a Fiat Punto, and they are gloating to the owner of that Fiat Punto, I stole your car. But the God of the owner says, don't worry, let him have the Fiat Punto. I'll go and give you a new Bentley. Are you with me? It has been prepared, but it is a battle. And in any battle, you need power. And that power is in the resurrection. Let's go to Matthew chapter 17. Let's read from verse 1. And I want to show you something. I want to reveal something to you so you understand the place that we are operating in is not ordinary.
Now after 6 days,
Yes.
Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother,
Yes.
led them up the high mountain by themselves,
Yes.
and he was transfigured before them.
Okay.
His,
Continue.
his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking with him. Then Peter answered and said to Jesus,
Yes.
Lord,
Yeah.
it is good for us to be here, if
Yeah.
you wish.
Yes.
Let us make here 3 tabernacles.
Yes.
One for you,
Yes.
one for Moses,
Yes.
and one for Elijah.
Listen very carefully.
Whilst he was still speaking,
Yes.
behold,
Yes.
a bright cloud overshadowed them.
Yes.
And suddenly,
Yes.
a voice came out of the cloud,
Yes.
saying,
Yes.
This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased.
Yes.
Hear him.
Hear him. Sit down, my sister. You have to understand that this is not a joke. Look at the scenario. The scientists of this world will tell you that is madness. Are you with me? I told you that the omnipotent, omnipresent King went ahead of time to settle the score. Peter and James couldn't have been more than 40 or 50 years old. Maybe 60. I'll give them 70. Let's say they were 70 years old. Peter and James. And they were with Jesus. Moses and Elijah had lived 1,000 years before that time. In those days, they never had pictures. In those days, they never had photography. How many of you know what your great-great-granddad looked like? But they were able to identify, wait, this is Moses, this is Elijah. And these people had been dead. But this is Moses, this is Elijah. The power of resurrection means that the greatest battle of life, the one certain thing that must happen to every individual, is overcome. You can bet that somebody will win a race. And people say, okay, 50 to 1. You can bet that somebody will win the lottery. And say, 1,000,000 to 1. But if you bet and say somebody will die, they say no. Because it's a certainty. But that certainty has been transformed for you. And the transformation is that when your flesh goes, He will restore you to a better creation. Are you with me? So there's no fear of death, but there's an expectation of life. This is a huge battle. This is a huge thing. But like I said, he sent ahead of time and settled the score. But there is still a battle in between. And that battle in between is the battle of your life. That battle in between is the small battles that you will go through every day. That battle is the ability to use the power of resurrection actively in your life. Are you with me? That battle is not to live as a dead person, but to live as a living being. To live in dominion. To live as a king, as a queen. To be restored to your rightful place. You were made to be royal. You were made to rule. You were made to be the point of reference between God and the land that you are in. Even the trees, even the birds, even the fishes, they look unto you. When is he going to say his prayer? When is she going to say that prayer? You think it's a joke? Let's go to the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 19, and let's see something. Romans chapter 8, verse 19.
For the earnest expectation of the creature
The earnest expectation of the creature
waited for the manifestation of the Son of God.
is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. Even the land you are in is waiting for you. Your school that you're in is waiting for you. Your lecturers, your friends, they're waiting for you. They are all waiting for you to manifest because they are under bondage. Christ has done his part for you. And he has given you this. Now operate. Be active. Do not be fools. Do not be fools. Do not be ignorant of the devices and the techniques of the enemy. Know your God. He's giving you examples. Eve was in a challenge, in a fight, and she couldn't overcome. So Christ came and he gave you an example. He was fasting. And he had taken himself away from his disciples. He was by himself. And after 40 days, someone just came. Are you with me? Are you following me? I said someone just came. Just in time. And that person just said a few things. He just said, look, the Son of Man, if you really be the Son of God, this bread that you want to eat, look at the stones, you can turn them to bread and you can eat. Fine, okay, if you don't want to do that one, okay, fine, let's go to this high place. Just throw yourself down. The angels will come and save you. You know you got power now. Abara, got it. Pride. Have a thing. Look, everything that you can see belongs to you. Everything. I want it off Adam. Everything. I'll give it to you. Just bow. Just conform. Just conform. Just do what everyone else does. Just conform. And you get it. But the Bible tells us, resist the devil and he shall what? Flee from you. All it takes is resistance. You understand me? Whenever an army wants to overtake, they'll call that army a resistance army. Resist. Not that kind of resistance that the world does. Resist. You know what resistance is now? Resist. Push back. What do you want? Do not be ignorant of his devices. God bless you, sister. Sit down. Do not be ignorant of his devices. Know who you are. Know who you've been called to be. Know about the power that he has placed in you through his resurrection to take dominion. What is it that's holding you back? I was 15 years old when I was asked to officially join a youth group. And all my friends were telling me that, why are you wasting your time? There's life outside. Why are you wasting your time? They'll criticize me. They'll tease me. At 15 years old, what are you doing in church at the time, bro? That's what he used to say. And as a inner city boy living in a council estate in Peckham, to me, these people were my idols. They were my role models. They were the people that I aspired to be like. Many of them now prison. Many of them now in the same place that they were 10 years ago. Many of them are even not here no more. And I look back now and I say, how did it become possible for two people who lived in the same place, were exposed to the same world, and yet one of them is in prison and the other one is multiple homeowner and orthopedic surgeon? How is that possible? Listen to my reasoning. This is facts. How is that possible? I told you, do you want to go there? Do you want to access the power of resurrection? Do you want to take dominion over what you need to take dominion of? Yeah. You are not an ordinary person. From 15, I realized, why do I have pictures on my wall of grime artists? Why? Why? Look it down. Why do I need to recite the words of another man's song as I'm walking to school every single day? What is that doing to my spirit? Say, take dominion and don't be ignorant of Christ. I'm not saying that Christ is not fun. He is. But do not be ignorant. It's just fun. Are you sure? Do not be ignorant. There was a song that my younger sister was listening to recently. And she told me that it's God's plan. I said, wow, that must be a good song. God's plan. I said, okay, let me listen to God's plan. I said, okay, God's plan. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry. You only love your bed and your mom. No wonder so many young men, they don't have jobs and they're in single-parent homes. So many. Because there's an agenda for that he's pushing and pushing. Maybe it's just a song. Maybe it's just words. But yet that same mouth that you sing the song, the same mouth you pray. It's that same mouth that God says that you should use to confess your sins. It's that same mouth that says that you will call upon Him and He will save you. And they've cunningly used that same mouth to put something into you because they know you are the person of dominion. They can't do it themselves. They need to make you do it. They couldn't force Eve to take fruit in her mouth. They had to make her do it. They couldn't force Christ. They tried to make Him do it. What are they trying to make you do? You must be active in this. You must be. It's not a joke. Don't walk outside thinking that it's just as you see it. It's more than that. And you are more than that. You have the ability to transform your destiny. You have the ability to attain anything under the sun. Do not restrict yourself to ordinary friends. Do not restrict yourself to ordinary surroundings. Do not restrict yourself to what society says you should be doing. You are more than that. You are not a statistic. God forbid. A king is a statistic. If you look at even the portrayal of kingship in the world, they will always portray a king on a throne, and then eventually somebody will come and take the king from the throne, and the king will now have to fight his way back to kingship. Are you with me? Resist. They want to take your position, resist them. They want to take you away from God, resist them. 1 John chapter 2 verse 16. Anyone who's there for you class? 1 John chapter 2 verse 16. What does it say there?
For all that is in the world,
For all that is in the world,
the lust of the flesh,
the lust of the flesh,
The lust of the eyes
the lust of the eyes,
and the pride of life
and the pride of life.
is not of the Father, but is of the world.
See? Continue.
The world is passing away,
Yes.
and the lust of it.
Yes.
But he who does the will of God abides forever.
He who does the will of God, he who obeys the instructions of God, the person that's holding on to what God has said for them, that person has life. That person has the power of resurrection in them. The key to the power is to do the will of God. As you are doing it, don't you know the angels that have come down as you were singing? Don't you know the Spirit of God that came down, that took something out of you that needs to be taken out, that gave something to you that you needed? You're not an ordinary person. But do not operate as an ordinary person. Do not copy mediocrity. You're not mediocre. You are more than that. And God has blessed you with more than that. So what you need now is to show. What you need now is to show. Revelation chapter 12, let's go to verse 11 and we'll round up there. Revelation chapter 12.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
In the book of Revelation, it is a projection of the victory. And the code of victory is this. Read again, sis.
And they overcame him by
They
the blood of the
overcame
Lamb.
the devil and the Satan by what?
The blood of the Lamb.
By what? The thing that was sent ahead of time for them. That's Christ doing his own for you. And
By the word of their testimony.
and the word of their testimony. You need a testimony. Chase your testimony. Are you with me? I said you need a testimony. Chase God for testimony. What is it that you want? What is it that you're asking for? The reason I can come and tell you things that have happened to me is because they are testimonies of mine. They keep me secure that my God is able. They are not just testimonies. They are testimonies. They cannot be withered down. They are for you and for you alone. Chase them. Because that is what will keep you secure. Christ has done his own for you. And he's giving you access to have whatever you need. Ask him. That is the power of resurrection. Call on him. Resist the devil. Call on Christ. Resist the devil. Call on Christ. And everything you lay a hand on will prosper. Everything you touch will turn to gold. You will have dominion. God will give you your heart's desires. Because your heart is in line with him. You can sit down, sister. My brothers and sisters, I want to remind you that this life is delicate. Very, very delicate, and the devil wants to take things away from you. But God has given you the power to hold on to what he's given you, and he's given you the power to even attain more. Do not let anybody just come and deceive you. My prayer for all of you is that the Christ that went ahead of time in the power of resurrection will go ahead of time on your behalf and smoothen your pathway through this life. Amen. He will give you everything you need according to his time. Amen. And every devil, every agent that wants to come into your life to kill, to steal, and to destroy, the Lord will kill, steal, and destroy them. Amen. He will keep you as his own children. Amen. And he will make us forever kings and queens in his kingdom. Amen. God bless you.
Látọjọ́ tí mo ti